Everybody, welcome back into another edition of the Coach Marco Bryant Show, the Coosa Christian Conqueror football preview. And we want to thank Kia of Anniston Gadsden for their continued support of high school athletics as well as Coosa Christian athletics. Couldn't do all this without the support those guys have given not only Coosa Christian, but many other schools in and around our area. But today, as Coosa Christian specifically, and we're here with Coach Marco Bryant. Coach, the playoffs began for you a few weeks ago. I think you kind of like that scenario. It makes your guys tighten up. It makes them guys cross every T and dot every I. Again, last week, a good performance, 51-0. Take us back to last Friday night and how all that transpired over Appalachia.
I mean, I thought we were very focused and, I thought we played very well. We played our ones all the way up to about 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. And then we replaced them, and so it was a good performance.
Now, Coach, I'm sure you may be aware of this stat, but whether you haven't been aware of this stat, you're about to be aware of it. At this point in the season, your team has not given up a single point defensively in region play. Talk about that group of guys and coaches and how they've been able to pull that off.
Yeah, I was aware of that actually, and defense has played very, very well this year. For sure. The coaches have done a phenomenal job. I just really happy with our performance on both sides of the ball, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because it was a complete game. Like you said, you guys only played your starters up till a few minutes ago in the first half, and to get a commanding lead like that and get some guys some rest since the playoffs has already started, how big was that?
That's big. I mean, you take the risk of injury out of the equation when they're in their sideline not doing anything.
Yeah.
So that's good.
That definitely helps. And the younger guys getting some reps.
And younger guys get reps, that's right.
Coach, I want to talk about somebody specifically that's burst onto the scene, and this young man didn't even know what an American football was a couple of years ago. Talking about Joseph East. How big of a, I ain't going to say surprise, because if you've seen him play soccer, you've seen he was athletic, but to see him develop into the runner he's developed into and the football player in general, how awesome is that?
That's really cool, man. He's a wonderful kid, as you know, Bo. And, he does everything you ask him to do and then some.
Yep.
I've been doing this probably 21 years. He's the hardest working kid I've ever seen. Really? Yeah, really.
That's saying a lot.
Yep. He's the hardest working kid I've ever seen.
He's one of the most well-mannered kids I think I've ever met.
Yep.
So if you ever have ran across this young man and had a conversation with him, I'd be willing to give you $100 if he didn't say yes, sir, or no, ma'am.
No doubt.
It's every single time to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a special kid. So yeah, they've done a great job with that young man. He's a special football player and person outside of this. Next question, Coach. Heading into this week, you guys have another must-win scenario coming up. What has been your focus from last week to now with the football team?
No change.
Same
thing. Yeah. I mean, we've been doing the same thing, since day one, to be honest with you. So, I mean, nothing's changed. I'm not changing anything. The only thing I did this year, I made one slight change in the practice schedule, and that's been it.
Woodville is who you play this week, and you and I talked about them. They're a pretty good team. They've actually had some games that they could have won and probably on paper should have won, but just didn't get it done. But talk about Woodville a little bit.
Very well coached.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, very, very well coached. They play really hard for Coach Poole, and he's getting the best out of them for sure. Respect him greatly.
Really good quarterback as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, watched a little bit of film of them. They look like they're going to be a little bit of a challenge for sure to stop those guys. But it's going to be another region game. So the scenario is setting up now where you win this game right here coming up, you're going to be the third seed and travel to the number 2 in the Wadley Spring Garden region.
Mm-hmm.
So then that would leave, that'll be Decatur 1, you guys would be 2.
No, we'd be 3.
I mean, you guys would be 3. Valley Head 2.
Valley Head's 2.
then you guys would be 3.
Yep.
And then it's a 3-way tie. Wouldn't it be a 3-way tie for?
Could be. So you got Cedar Bluff and Appalachian playing this Friday. So if Appalachian wins, they're the 4 seed.
Okay.
If Appalachian loses, there's your 3-way battle.
And then you have to see, we have to go to the point scenario at that point. So then that's all good. They're good. It's all good. So then at that point, we wouldn't know who the 4th seed would be at that point.
Right.
We just have to break it down, and we will do that.
I honestly think that Appalachian's the 4 seed. I mean, I'm sorry, Cedar Bluff's the 4 seed if Appalachian loses.
Off of who they beat non-region wise?
Yeah, I'm just telling you what, the head coach at Appalachian told me.
Well, you know what? They had a victory over Spring Gardens. That's several points.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the non-region right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe Spring Gardens, 6-2?
7.
So they would get 7 points right there.
Aren't they 7-2? I think they're 7-2.
Yeah, they'd get 7 points off that alone.
Yep.
That would be huge for them.
Yep.
That'd be huge for them. Anything else you'd like to talk about this week coming up? We actually got a home game. This is only the second home game of the year, correct?
Yeah, second. It is second.
Yeah, because Mississippi didn't.
I mean, no, it's third. We played Decatur Heritage here.
That's right.
Then Heritage Academy forfeited.
Yep.
And then we played. Who did we play here?
Who did you play here?
Who did we play here? I'm not even for sure.
I thought you only had 3 scheduled, and then you played the Jamboree here.
I played the Jamboree here.
You played the Jamboree here. Then Mississippi had to cancel.
Yeah.
And then you played Decatur Heritage here.
Cedar Bluff here.
And Cedar Bluff here.
Yeah.
There
This
you
will
go.
be the 4th home game here.
That's the 4th home game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because there wasn't that many scheduled this year. But
No.
Yeah, so that's going to be different. So if you guys are coming to the game, you obviously want to get here early, want to get here often, and as many people as possible, because you guys are going to be looking to pack this place out for a home game.
Yeah, we've had fantastic support every week. To be honest, we played at Appalachian, and our whole side was full, and people were standing.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. So
Got to continue that.
Home games have been full, so.
Coach, that's because the playoffs has already begun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else before we shut it down?
No, sir.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Marco Bryant Show. God willing, we'll be back here each and every week to bring you another episode all the way throughout the playoffs, which you have got to win to make, but, you guys do what you're supposed to do. That should be the scenario.
That's right.
All right, Coach. See you later.
Thank you, buddy.